What's up, everyone? You're watching Cannell Games here with another episode of Football Manager 2017. There's been 3 matches since we last left off, so let's take a look at those to start off our day. First, following our 4-1 Cup victory against Bolney Rovers, we took on Fletchling, which played to a fairly drab 0-0 draw. Fairly evenly contested in terms of chances and shots, but they hit us mostly on the counter. You can see here we had 61% of the possession, and yet we still couldn't do much with it. We had our left back sent off, which certainly didn't help things. But it was mostly just couldn't really put anything together on the offensive side of the ball. That was followed up with a 2-2 draw to Buxted, or Buxted. Not sure how to pronounce that. 1 injury on each side. We did have the lead early on. Buxted scored on either side of halftime to go up 2-1, and then McDodds drew us back in the 84th minute. Again, gave up our fair amount of shots, but we still held the majority of the possession, and I feel like we should have won this overall. We had some poor plays, especially from Ollie Hotchkiss, and as you can see, Ray Keogh, before he got injured, was playing fairly poorly at the right back position. Finally, Skanes Hill was a 1-0 defeat on the road. This one, I'm not sure about. Again, we couldn't manufacture too many chances, but we held 60% of the possession, and they managed to score in the 86th minute. Not very successful run for us. And if we take a look at the league table here, that has us now sitting in 8th place. The draws against Fletching and Buxted are certainly not what we expected, near the bottom of the table. The loss to Skanes Hill, again, disappointing, even though they're close to the top, but our expectations still are to win the league or go up. We've defeated West Hoathley. We've defeated... Who else did we beat? Maresfield Village, that's right. So Maresfield Village and West Hoathley. So, and we've lost to Stones, we've lost to Fairwarp, or we drew Fairwarp, I can't remember. No, we lost to Fairwarp. So it's certainly not going as we planned to start. Ryan Salmon is leading the league in scoring, but I think that's more of a fact that he's played every single match for us. And if we would go to the stats here, you will see that he's certainly not the best in terms of goals per minute. He's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but other players certainly aren't playing as much as him. So moving forward, I'm not exactly sure what to do. Maybe sort of tactical adjustments or more individual player instructions to see what we can do moving forward. There are some transfers for us to talk about, though. We've brought in Leroy Jennings. When I first saw him, I was really hoping he was going to say Jenkins. But Leroy Jennings, not a whole lot to write home about offensively, but he has, the passing is what honestly stood out to me. The passing in the first touch. Just something with a little more technical skill maybe can set us apart from some of the others, and a little more of a creative mind on the offensive side of the ball, just to see if we can unlock the opposition in some way moving forward, because we just haven't had any luck with it whatsoever. In terms of outs, we don't have anything new on that front. So moving forward, today's match is going to be against Heath Rangers, our second matchup against them this season. Heath Rangers has also been fairly disappointing, sitting mid-table with us. But this is in the Tester Cup first round, or Tester Challenge Cup first round. And hopefully we can advance in this. We've been knocked out of the Brian Hall Challenge Cup, but staying alive in this competition, especially if we're not going to be going up, which is looking like a possibility given our very slow start to the season, the possible prize money of doing well in these 2 cup competitions becomes a little more important, as we can see that our finances are very poor, and ultimately as we progress through the divisions, or at least as we hopefully progress through the divisions, we will want to move towards semi-pro, and we will need to have some money if we're to do that. So trying to get some money into our coffers whenever possible is something that we certainly want to focus on doing. In terms of our lineup today, we're going to be throwing Leroy Jennings right into the mix right from the start. Willis Croft is going to make an appearance back on the side. Ollie Hotchkiss is sort of lacking form recently, so we're going to give him a bit of a break. Callum Woods we have off the bench. He's done fairly well, but you can see he's lacking match fitness. It's something we'll bring in a little bit later. Mick Dodds has solidified himself as a fairly creative player. Here he has 2 goals in how many of his games? Well, he's played apparently 7 games, but he's had 2 goals, which is not bad for our attacking midfielder there. Lee Parsons. So we have a lot of options in the center of the park. Generally, everyone else, I just live or die by them, I suppose. I don't like Callum Norris. I'm off him. All right, he made me angry that one game, and with his whining, it's all over. So Lazarus and Stone will be our fullbacks. We can maybe bring on Davidson if we need to. Maybe push one out. Our back line, as long as they can play defense, everything should be okay. Kelvin Sullivan hasn't really done much since he had that 3-assist game. He's done absolutely nothing. So we're back to the dual poacher setup with hopefully Dodds giving them some supply, Willis-Croft giving them supply, and Clark sort of holding the anchoring midfield as a ball-winning midfielder position in front of our back line of Kabaki and Grant. Robertson will be getting his first start of the season in net. He's been whining a little bit. Figure it's a cup match. Give Grundy a bit of a rest because he was demanding or looking to leave the club. And considering we have Craig Wilson injured for 6 to 7 months, not really seeing many other keepers that are even useful. So rather than let him go and try and find someone new, I figured let's just give him a start, see how he does, and hopefully he's happy. In terms of individual instructions, I've asked Salmon to move into channels, more direct passes, so Salmon can run onto them, and from our playmaker anyway. And then Jennings, I haven't given him anything so far, but we may see how that progresses through the match. I've made sure that our free kicks are to be taken short instead of just blasting them over the net. We're just wasting possession. For team instructions, a little more direct still, and I'm hoping just our working into the box, exploiting the middle. We'll just hold possession. We'll just see how it goes. I've mixed it up a little bit since our last episode, so hopefully we can find some success, and we can take that into the league moving forward. So we start with possession today. Grant plays it out wide to Lazarus. Lazarus plays it long, immediately to Salmon. Poor first touch. He's unable to sort of break through there, but we recycle possession. Dodds over to Jennings. Jennings with his first shot, just over. That would have been quite a debut. Under a minute in a Kell Independent jersey, and he almost puts one in the back of the net to send us up 1-0 in this cup game. An early yellow card for Heath Rangers in the midfield, so that might work to our advantage, especially later in the game. Grant up to Jennings with a nice first touch. Spin move by Salmon to play it back to Willis-Croft. Dodds dispossessed, and Close outpaces Kabaki. Good save by Robertson there. That's not Kabaki, that's Grant. Called upon for the first time there. Robertson makes a good save. And since we're certainly not at the top of the table, every position in the starting 11 is up for grabs. Rangers work the ball around. That'll be a goal kick for us. Salmon to Dodds. Jennings over to Salmon. Looking to unlock the opposition. Jennings with another shot. He's got both of our shots towards the net. Some decent ball movement, but we need to take the lead here. We need to actually execute with our chances. We've been moving the ball around well in every game so far and holding the possession, but we just are unable to score. And that's an easy play there. Crossed in from Scott. Robert Close. Marked on the wrong side of the, you're not ball side. It's an easy tap in there. And we're down 1-0. Is that Grant again? Yes. Exactly my feelings there. Center backs. Here we may have a chance with possession. Willis-Croft plays the ball over to Jennings. Jennings plays it into Salmon, but it's easily cut out. Jennings retains possession there, or wins it back rather. Ball over the top to Houghton, can't run onto it. Clearance scrambled away and just given back to us. So we can restart our attack here. Stone up the left side, gives the ball away. Maybe we can move back. I guess take the advice and go to short passing because we're just giving the ball away. Just see if we can unlock something else here. Clark drills it right on net. We actually hit the net there. I don't know why Clark was taking that free kick over Dodds, but I'm not complaining if you're able to put it on net. Scott throws it right to us, so hopefully we can do something here. Stone plays it forward. Salmon's marked, but his pace doesn't win out. Pritchard's able to clear. And Heath Rangers are able to swing the ball out to the left side, play through the middle to Kean, out wide to Jacobs. To Kean now. They're holding some of the ball here. Possession's pretty even this game. Stone with a good clearance. Up ahead. Can Salmon outpace them? Salmon puts it over the bar. Good chance there. Might have snatched out a little bit. Maybe could have taken another touch or two into the box. But they've had that one clear chance. We've had a half chance. We've had not enough opportunities. But we haven't given away. Defensively, we've been okay. It was just the one easy chance that we gave up to them. So our attacking movement just needs to improve if we're to unlock Heath Rangers' back line here. As we're going to enter the first half. Down 1-0, but they have quite a few yellows. I'm going to ask them where their passion is. There's no response. I've lost the room. Just lost the room. What about a little more positive, looking to make the difference? Make a difference, make a difference, make a difference. I may have to think about taking Houghton off, but Sullivan just hasn't... Maybe Sullivan off the bench will invigorate the side throughout the 65th minute to see what we can do here. Willis-Croft may get his first yellow. I think he's only a yellow off of a suspension anyway. But prior to losing his start in the spot in the starting 11, he had quite a few yellows already accrued. Kean whips the ball in. Dealt with. Scott was offside, or in an offside position anyway. Lazarus the throw in. Willis-Croft plays into the box. Salmon just over the bar. Getting some chances. We've just been close. But unfortunately close for Heath Rangers has been the difference thus far. Terrible. I know. It's terrible. Good save there by Robertson. That could have really done some trouble there. A free header in the box. Should have done better, but can't complain about the goalkeeping. Dodds hits the walls. Bodies flying everywhere, and it'll be a corner. Willis-Croft tackled from behind. This should be a red for Kean. There's a second yellow. Now we can go to a more attack-oriented way of going about things instead of working the ball into the box. Oh, geez. A little higher tempo. A little more expressive. See what we can do. Dodds up to Houghton. Lazarus to Willis-Croft. Jennings plays it up to Salmon. Salmon back to Dodds. We need to make do with this. Poor first touch. We lose possession. Clark wins the ball with a nice hard tackle there. Still playing long balls far too much. Stone plays it back to the keeper. Robertson can walk it out. Good ball forward to Dodds. Up to Salmon. Salmon with the ball. Plays over to Houghton. Houghton into the box. Didn't get enough on that. Green makes an easy save there. 8 shots is not enough. Only 3 on target. A half chance. Haven't crafted any quality chances. We've mostly been taking shots from distance. Maybe bring in Sullivan here. Hotchkiss, a little more creative than Willis-Croft. And that should be it for right now. Down to 10 men, we have to be able to do something. If we can't put a goal in here. Hotchkiss just wide, almost made an instant impact. It's another yellow. 6 yellows and a red for Heath Rangers. Dodds over to Stone. Don't waste possession here. Nice ball forward to Salmon. Salmon! Oh! Oh, that was so close. Just making its way right for the top corner. Sullivan. Do something with it over to Salmon. Salmon gets tackled from behind there. There may be another yellow. Free kick just outside the box. 7th yellow. It's been 9 total yellows. This has been an ugly match. Dodds plays it over to... What was that? That was the sloppiest free kick. I'm glad Dodds didn't decide to shoot. He's been terrible at those this season, but the pass was just useless there. Robertson clears it up, can sort of get an attack going. Into the box. Robertson cleans up. He's had a good game. He may get another run out after this. The 1 goal was clearly not his fault. Sullivan to Woods. Woods plays it down the line to Salmon. Salmon can whip it into the box. Can't do much with that. Whips it in. Broadhurst clears. Stone can recycle. Could be our last attack here. Stone plays it forward, just off of Sullivan making his run. We're going to have about a minute here to do something to stay in this cup. We've had the bulk of the chances, but that's to be expected when they're down to 10 men. We've dominated the second half, but that's more to the fact that we've been outnumbering them. We still haven't manufactured quality chances. One clear cut, 2 half. We really should finish them. That's just a poor pass. Hotchkiss, I don't know, he's not paying attention or what. Hits off the back of his head, and they might be able to kill the clock here. Final throw, we have 10 seconds left. Stone plays it forward. Salmon is fouled. Last shot here. Dodds plays it in. Cleared. Got to whip it right back in, Dodds. And that's full time. I don't know if it's a lack of quality or tactically or what. Go back to direct football, I suppose. Just stop playing for possession. Just go direct, and just try and just win out through Salmon's pace. I'll be experimenting over the next 3 games because why not? This is a long run, remember. The board only asks that we avoid finishing bottom, so I don't think I'll be fired anytime soon. I'm not happy with that, but I don't need to yell at them. Don't need to spook them. They know what they've done. They know what they did. But we're out of another cup. So this likely means that we'll be featuring more league matches in future videos before we wrap up this first season. Only 3 episodes in, and we've been ousted from 2 cups. We are into the 3rd round of the Mid-Sussex Junior Cup, but we'll see how we can do moving forward. So Carl Stone, our starting left back, will be out for 4 to 5 weeks, left to the physio. So David Robertson, I believe it's David Robertson. Robert Davidson, close, will be back into the first team. Who is injured there? Suspended. Willis Croft got another yellow, so he'll be suspended. Houghton promises to end his goal drought. Let's hope so. And Sullivan still searching for his first goal. So 2 of our 3 strikers are in quite a drought. Houghton has 2 in 10 appearances. Sullivan has none in 8 appearances. And Salmon has 8 in 12. But that includes a hat trick, so he's struggled outside of the Mid-Sussex Junior Cup, to be honest. He's sort of been boom or bust in the league. So still looking around at other free transfers that we can bring in, but I don't think that's necessarily the issue. That's not how I should necessarily be looking at solving this. We are more talented than our opposition, so it's not that. It's got to be tactics. Maybe move back to a 4-4-2 or something more aggressive. Maybe a 4-3-1-2. Move this guy a little bit further forward and we can play something there. Or just something else, maybe a wide diamond, but that, I don't know. That seems like we'll give away quite a bit. So, our next match will be the Mid-Sussex Junior Cup 3rd round. So I'll be playing these 3 games off camera. Then we'll come back for the Mid-Sussex Junior Cup. And if we get more cup matches, then we'll stick with those and maybe some key league matches if we start to make our way up the table, turn things around and become relevant. But until then, it's really just figuring out the tactics and trying to figure out how to get the best out of this rather unskilled amateur squad. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe to get more of these videos. It lets me know that you're enjoying them and sort of helps motivate me to keep producing them. Again, if any advice, I'm more than happy to implement that into this save. So until next time, this has been Cannell Games, and I'll see you guys soon.